Hey there, this is Kratt, and this is your Bourbon Boy Advent Tasting Podcast. We pulled together some of our favorite picks to share with you as we count down to this year's Christmas. We hope you get a chance to taste some of these great bourbons as you enjoy this holiday season. Bourbon on.
That's fantastic.
All right, so we're going to start with the Jeffersons, and you guys are poured. So, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, this one, pour yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think part of the research that Dew had done on this was that James Bond drank Virginian Gentleman. So I went to the ABC store to look for Virginian Gentleman, and they did not have it. So instead, I went with the Gentleman from Virginia and got a bottle of Jefferson's.
Good call.
So
well played.
One was $21.95, and this one was significantly more than $21.95.
Okay.
But I figured this one we could drink and enjoy probably a little bit more so than Virginia Gentleman.
All right.
So,
has anyone had Virginia Gentleman as a point of reference? No.
I was telling Kurt it stood about an inch off the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very, very, very low.
Okay. Different episode.
Different episode, yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of like Ancient Age. There you go. We got two of them, right?
We're getting there. Yep. We'll get to an under $10 bottle.
There you go.
They exist.
I can't wait.
$6.99. That's all I'm saying.
That's terrible.
So,
all right. So
Jefferson's has been around since '97. Father-son team decided to start distilling and brought this out. I think the name, the guy said, honestly, I didn't have any marketing dollars, so I went with a name that people would recognize, had some historic value, and stood for tradition. So, Jefferson's it was.
Isn't that how Eddie Murphy got elected in that movie?
Could be.
Yeah.
Really?
I think his name was Jefferson in that movie.
Don't know.
All right.
I'll do some research.
Yeah.
We got a lot of movies to
We got a lot of research to do.
I thought this was a show about international men of intrigue and...
Yes.
I'm sure Eddie Murphy's traveled internationally.
Could have. Sure.
I was coming to America.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He was in that.
There you go.
Solid.
Yeah. So, anyways, they've got several different versions of Jefferson. They've got, they've got rye. They have one that is distilled in rum barrels.
Seen that one.
They have one that I believe is in port barrels, and then they also have Jefferson Ocean, which is kind of a clever thing where they put a bunch of barrels on a freighter and let the bourbon slosh around the barrel for a while to hopefully get more of the charry oak flavor out of the barrel just from washing the bourbon over the oak as the boat rocks back and forth. So this is one of my favorites. I mean, it's just a good solid go-to bourbon.
It's really good.
Yeah. Lots of vanilla. You guys can taste the vanilla and a little bit of caramel.
Yep. I'm definitely going to come. I don't have much on the nose, though.
I don't know.
It's hard for me to nail what that is.
For me, it's then on the nose, it's a lot of alcohol.
Do you get any butterscotch in the nose?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that you say that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It is suggestive.
You could have said Parmesan cheese.
It's coming next. I'm waiting for one that's obviously
Jim Beam Jr.
Jimmy. But
just a good sipping.
Yeah, super
it's good.
smooth.
Yep.
I remember one of our episodes we talked about what bourbon would you recommend to somebody that's never really had bourbon before.
Yep.
And I think this would be one of them. I mean, it's not harsh, it's not bitey, it's just super smooth.
Very, very smooth.
It doesn't linger with you very long at all.
Nope. It's kind of a quick finish.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's times where you want something that's got a little bit more spice to it, and other times not.
Yeah. It sits on my tongue a little bit, I will say.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
in a good way. I mean, it's not in a bad way. But the flavor sits there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though about the taste. Like you said butterscotch, but
I smell butterscotch, but I taste more of the caramel.
Vanilla. Lots of vanilla for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what's the excuse me? Do you know what the mash bill is on?
I don't. I did not see that in the research.
Okay.
So
I would guess probably low on the rye, higher on the corn.
Definitely on the corn. It's pretty sweet.
And the smoothness, I think, is going to give you. It's going to come from that malted barley. So I think that I would probably guess that it's a little bit, in lockstep with the rye.
Yep.
What's the proof on it, Dave?
Gosh, I think it was 90.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too high. I mean, you don't get the bite out of it.
No.
But they have also saw they have a presidential small batch. It's supposed to be really good. And then they trying to remember what was the other one.
There's a Jefferson's Reserve.
Yep, that was one of the first ones that they did was the Jefferson Reserve.
That's really good. Yeah.
But the Ocean is an interesting one if you guys get a chance to try that. I mean, it's kind of clever.
Yeah,
but I think the distiller has a buddy that owned or owns a freighting company and literally just say, hey, it'd be kind of cool. Let's throw some barrels on there and see what happens.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
This
is by far the most caramel flavor I remember in a bourbon, like sitting on your tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I get a lot of caramel out of this, which is good. I like the sweetness.
Yep. So, maybe the James Bond that had Virginia Gentleman modern day would be drinking Jefferson's. I don't know.
You're right. I think you're right. If this was not bottom shelf, it surprises me that a James Bond character would have anything that is today bottom shelf. But I think you're right. This feels like it would be a contemporary upgrade to it.
Yeah.
And I like the twist you made. A gentleman from Virginia.
There you go.
But it's
that was a good play.
It's good. It is good. And you were just in Virginia area.
Actually, you are correct. I was. We were staying in Crystal City, which is across from DC proper.
Yep. Cool.
Did you see any guys in trench coats sitting in the park, like waiting for somebody to have some kind of espionage-like conversation?
No, but I did go to the Spy Museum. That just opened.
It's a good town. Good town for that.
That just opened in August.
Excellent.
And it's the new one. And it was pretty darn cool. The building's pretty amazing. And I've been to the old one, so a lot of the content was similar, but it was done in different ways. What was cool is the company I used to work for actually built all the exhibits for the new one. So
cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool to see my my old company's work.
Was there any cool kind of old school technology in the Spy Museum? Gadgets?
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's very cool.
It is very cool. I mean, they have, and apparently what I learned is that the stuff that they have, the collection, is predominantly owned by one couple who has collected this stuff over many, many years. Wow. And it's pretty cool. I mean, they have anything like the phone in the heel of a shoe, and it's
Gadget arms, things like that.
It is really cool. No, it is really cool, and they tell it from. I mean, it's obviously evolved because so many things have happened since the first one, but they tell it from all different perspectives. Heavy on the KGB and
Cold War,
CIA and the Cold War, but then also up to modern day. Like cyber attacks, and so they're addressing a lot of different things, and they do it in a really, really cool way.
That's cool.
So it was really well done. So I think there's 2 floors right now, but they have a third floor that is right now they're going to be adding, so they'll keep adding content over time. So they've moved into this pretty amazing building that they can grow into.
I wonder how they buy artifacts for the museum. I mean, there's got to be some. I mean, seriously, you got to wonder if there's some cloak and dagger behind that too. I mean,
you don't think they're getting with the flea market?
Yeah,
they just get there. They just get there early.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot. I think a lot of it is on loan, I think you'd be surprised probably where some of this stuff shows up. But it was cool. So if you're there, I would definitely recommend it to those listening and to those here. It's definitely worth a see.
We went to the first one, and it was 2009, and I had been traveling for an entire year. So I was on the road for over 250 nights. And we took the kids to DC. We stood in line and bought tickets, and then stood in another line and waited. And out of curiosity, I walked up to the front of the line because the line was at least 2 hours long. And I asked one of the guys working there, who is just this gargantuan bouncer size guy in a black suit. They look like Men in Black, but on steroids.
Kind of like Kurt.
Just like Kurt, yeah.
There you go.
So he was probably like 6'7", 6'8", 3 something. Just a big dude.
Just like me.
Yeah, it's kind of close, yeah. If I cross my eyes and there's 2 of you. Yeah. So I went up and I said, just we've got tickets. We're here. We're not trying to cut the line, but just out of curiosity, how long is this? And he's like, it's about an hour and a half, hour and 45. I was like, okay, why don't you do me a favor? And I had a receipt, and I wrote my name on the back of the receipt. And I said, when we come up here, just make a big deal about me being a spy. Because my kids don't know where I've been. They don't believe me that I've just been traveling the country for the year. And so he didn't wait until we got to the front of the line. He came back, and he walked past me, and then walked past me again. He's like, Agent Wood? And I was like, shh. He goes, Agent Wood, come with me. And he took us out of line, took us in the employee entrance, brought us up in this mirrored elevator, and dropped us into the middle of the exhibit. Like, the doors opened, and we were in the exhibit, and everyone's staring at us.
That's cool. But
the whole time up the ride, my kids were like, what is happening? And he's
meanwhile, everybody in line is like, there's a spy in here.
Exactly. Oh my God. And he's playing up. He's like, when was the last time we saw each other? We were in, and he's just rattling off all these Eastern European cities. And I was like, yeah, I think it was that assignment that we saw each other. And he's like, yeah, well, have you talked to Agent so-and-so since then? And we just had this. He was fantastic.
It's wild.
And that my kids they were just losing their minds. For years, they were convinced it was the truth.
Really?
Yep. So we let them believe that for a while.
That's awesome.
But the people that work there are clearly they're into it and they're excited about.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
How kitsch it is.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
so
that's an awesome story.
It was a good time.
From all of us Bourbon Boys, we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Bourbon on.